gentlemen, turn your speakers up. It's time for the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. Turn up the bass. A podcast discussing all things AEW and WWE. Oh yeah! Let's meet the hosts. First, a man hailing from the Hub City in Indiana. He goes by @TooSweetKyle on Twitter. The host, Kyle Gagliardi. Enter co-host, hailing from the Valley of Lake Tahoe. He goes by @JimTuck89 on Twitter. Jim Tucker. And last but not least, hailing from the cornfield somewhere in Indiana, the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Turn up the bass. Be sure to follow us on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram @PodOnTheMark.
What is going on, everyone? You're listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, hosted by the Marks, for the Marks, and I'm your host, Mr. OTM Kyle Gagliardi. And joining me, as always, is the full-time part-timer, Ian Garavaglia. Ian, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog? Yeah, I'm excited for Labor Day weekend.
You got plans? You doing shit?
Well, it's my birthday Monday.
That's right.
Good pal of ours, Mr. Uncle Baki, is coming down. We're going to a concert Sunday night, so I'm
didn't
excited.
know this.
Well, this was this was made official about a week ago. So
Who are you going to see?
It is, what's her name? God damn it!
Falling in
Reverse.
Okay.
Falling in Reverse. I always forget their name for some reason, but yeah, I'm excited. Heavy metal concert. So.
I was gonna say you and Ian, or you and Baki link with the heavy metal music.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
oh yeah. This will be our third or fourth concert together. So.
Wow.
Kind of a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, kind of a thing, I guess. You and Uncle Baki. So shout out to Uncle Baki, and shout out to everybody. Like Zach in the comment section, he says, "Happy National Cherry Turnover Day."
I like this bit. I don't even know what that means, but I like this bit.
We don't even know who Zach is, but keep it going, Zach. You're making every episode much more enjoyable. Appreciate you stopping by. But also, look who's in the chat, Ian. Hot Sauce Bill Moss has decided to return this week. It's nice to see him for once.
Yeah, I'm excited because there are a lot of players that have been talking a lot of game. Let's see if they actually show up today. Bill Moss, right now,
he's still the guy.
Yeah.
Bill Moss is still the front runner for MVM of the year, and if you're unfamiliar what MVM even stands for, it's the most valuable mark, the person that's interacting with us the most, giving us the best quality comments. Sometimes just popping the boys can win you an MVM. So if you're watching us live in the chat right now, do us a favor, leave us a comment, because that's how we keep this show going. It's for the Marks, by the Marks over here, and we are on the road to 500 subscribers. Ian, we currently sit at 468. Fun fact for you, at Wiffle Ball, one of the first-year guys there, his last name is Gooch, by the way. He's a big personality now, but he asked, what I'm all about, because he's trying to make friends, and I told him that we have a wrestling podcast, and he subscribed, and he doesn't even watch wrestling, so see how easy it is?
Hey, and he probably will never tune in, but that's okay, because I know him. I actually don't know him in person, but one of my friend's friends, so it makes sense. He's a good guy.
He is a good brother, so hit that subscribe button, and also, guys, don't forget, the main event marathon stream is going down once again this Saturday, starting at 9 a.m. Eastern, NXT Night Shift, which is, of course, myself and the other half, Jay Gold. We will be joined by one half of Sam's On Wrestling. Ian, the last time we did this, we did it for 24 hours. As you know, you were a part of it. Mm-hmm. This time, we cut it in half, but every single person, or every single show, I should say, is represented at this network for this stream. Pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome. Again, the reason we do events like this is to just bring together the community and just kind of, it's almost like a buffet. You'll like some people, you might hate some people. That's okay, as long as...
You might hate us.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why you're here if you hate us.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll take it. But yeah, I will be joining the show at some point there during that day. I forgot what time slot we are. I think we're closing out the show.
We're closing it out, yeah. So we are going to be live, I believe, at 8 p.m. Eastern. And we're going to talk a little bit more about Clash, but also kind of just recap everything that's happening with the stream because, like you said, it is basically going to be a buffet of talent here at the Main Event Wrestling Network. Everybody has a designated time slot, so just tune in. You might enjoy the show, and if you do, give the Main Event Network a subscribe as well because we ain't here if it ain't for the main event. And if you want to support the OTM boys, the best way of doing so is by going to the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com. Ian, what are some of the items they could get on our website?
We got T-shirts, we got phone cases, we got mugs, we got tapestry, we got that's really about it.
Hats,
clothing, just clothing in general. You name it, we got it. Yeah, very cool clothing. We got some retro logos. We got the original honorary Mark shirt, which is our number one seller. Mm-hmm. Said that at the same time. It's pretty good.
Nice. I guess that was on the mark, you could say.
I don't get it.
Well, that's the name of this show, you stupid
idiot.
See, I remembered we have a soundboard. I just wanted to tee it up for that. But we do have some beef already going in the chat. Well, first off, let me address this question. Y'all listen to Wage War? I do not. But look what he said after that. Brett Haskell, who? And then say his name and he appears. Brett Haskell goes, Bill Moss, you better calm down. You don't want none of this. So look at this. The chit-chat has already started. The chatter in the chat. Brother, I am on top and I ain't ever been brought down. I'm the King Kong of OTM. And Brett is the reigning and defending. So I guess they got some gripe. The promo battles are happening in the comment section. But Ian, we have not one, not two, but 3 wrestling shows to talk about. We're recapping 2. And we're going to preview 1. So if you're here for Clash in Paris, which some of you might be, you guys like to hang out for those predictions, that'll be in the back half of this show. We are going to start by recapping the last weekend in professional wrestling. And we're going to start with Ian's favorite wrestling company, the only one that he likes, AEW. But overall, Ian, going into Forbidden Door, I think we both would have agreed that the card was solid. I wouldn't say it was their best card by any means, but with these Forbidden Door shows, I should say, you do know what to expect because it's not going to be like the AEW Revolutions, the Double or Nothings. You're not going to see a lot of title changes, but for the most part as a whole, I think this was a fine AEW pay-per-view. Just give me your grand scheme of things here for Forbidden Door.
Yeah, it's weird with these AEW shows on a Sunday. It's not as much hype, and not even really for the reasons of, like, you can't drink too much and stuff like that. Like, you can't enjoy yourself during the show. It's more of the Mondays creeping. Luckily, this show was a little bit earlier, but I had to catch it a little later because of wiffle ball. So
it still went long, Ian. I still felt like a marathon.
Yeah, I started, I think, at about the 3 o'clock range, and I finished at about 9 to 10 or somewhere around there. So it's still a long show. Very much enjoyed it. I think all of it was really, really good wrestling. There was no match I look back and I'm like, man, I could have not watched that match. I genuinely don't remember a single one of those, which is usually what we get with AEW shows. So, yeah, I don't know how much you want to break down match by match, but
yeah, we're not going to have time to go through every single one of the matches. And obviously, Christian and Cope started things off on this show. I didn't have it on the slide, but we do know that they are going to be taking on FTR without the titles, and we'll touch on those tag team titles here in a little bit. But that's going to be happening at All Out. Obviously, that's going to be going head-to-head with WrestlePalooza. Here's the thing. For the fans like me and you that enjoy both companies, we're going to get around to watching both shows eventually at some point. That's just what we do. But I don't think there's going to be many AEW diehards that are going to be tempted to watch WrestlePalooza just because it's the first ESPN PLE. And even if you do put John Cena and Brock Lesnar on that card, hypothetically speaking, Ian, I still think the AEW fans are going to stick to All Out. I don't think this is a real issue, them going head-to-head here.
I hate it because it restricts you from going anywhere near social media if you skip one of the shows and want to see every live reaction without any spoilers. And I am, me, I am not a guy that likes to do 2 TVs at a time, 2 pay-per-views at a time. I want to watch
a lot.
I want to do one show at a time just so I can enjoy it fully. I know I will be watching AEW live, and I don't even know if it's because of the build. It's been a lackluster build, the WrestlePalooza. We have no idea what's going to happen there so far. We still Clash of Paris
once again,
to get
too
through.
many shows. Yeah, we don't even have time to build to Paris. And Stephanie Valkyrie, who earned her way onto that card, is not even on it anymore.
Well, I think she's going to get a way back onto that card, but it's just, there's so many questions now. Like, we had Lesnar return, and we're
nothing yet.
What is going on?
So let's just bring him back at SummerSlam, and then he's never going to return again, just to get a pop.
Just for the moment. Just for the clip.
We'll get to it later. I got something on Lesnar. Great Brown Hope's back, though. I know he's off of work today. We out you. Yes, we are, sir. Always good to see you in the chat. And look at Bill Moss even welcoming him back in. WWE storytelling lately has been very mid. Yeah, Bill, we were talking about that a little pre-show. We'll save that for when we get into Clash in Paris. But, they could have just done a women's scramble for the title. Yeah, they could have, but I wouldn't have liked Stephanie losing her number one contendership. I think she earned it, so I don't want to see anybody else getting a title opportunity before her. But the first match at Forbidden Door that I want to talk about here, Ian, is Kyle Fletcher defeating Hiromu Takahashi. And the reason I wanted to bring this up, and I don't know if you're the same as I am, but this was my first experience watching Takahashi wrestle, and I knew going into it he was 5'7", undersized. You're not going to expect big moves from this guy, but he went balls to the wall here, and we already know how good Kyle Fletcher is, so I'm not surprised to see how he performed here. But even though the match was predictable, Ian, I still thought, for me, this was the match of the night just because of how surprised I was on Takahashi's performance.
Yeah, besides the match that, I forgot who brought it up, but it was, Bill Moss. He said match of the night was Nigel versus Zack Sabre Jr. We're not going to talk about that one specifically, but
just because it was good.
Yeah, there's not much to talk about. That match was fantastic, and that was my match of the night, but holy shit, this match, it started off very well. Kyle Fletcher, obviously, like you said, we know is very good in the ring. He's been a pretty good champion so far, and he's fun to watch every single title match that he has. And Hiromu Takahashi had no clue, no idea who he was, just saw he wore really weird, crazy gear. So
he's the junior heavyweight champion in New Japan, correct?
Former, I think. Okay. He might.
Maybe the chat can correct us if there's any New Japan fans out there.
But the guy brought it, and this was kind of one of the pinnacles of this is what Forbidden Door is all about. Letting us as American wrestling fans experience New Japan wrestling in its best. From the beginning, Kyle Fletcher called out, "Give me your best. I want them to come for my title." And damn, we didn't know anything about him, but
I want to see more of him.
Yeah, that felt like a showcase kind of match, and there was a few moments I genuinely are they going to put the title on him?
Yeah, and that's when you know it's a good match, because when you go into it expecting one guy to win and they get you on a couple of near falls for the other person, you're like, okay, this is actually cooking. And I think that was my reaction to it while I was watching live. And this is, like you said, this is what the original Forbidden Door was intended to do. We talked about it last week. That's what my one critique of the card is there wasn't enough of this. I like experiencing new wrestlers. I want to be learning about different styles, because I am typically just an American wrestling fan. I watch WWE, I watch AEW. Sure, if you put wrestling on in front of me that's different, I'm going to watch it, but this is the only time I'm going to watch New Japan talent. So for him to come in, have this showing in a TNT title match, fucking great stuff right here, man.
Yeah, and it's going to grab attention from people that actually have the time to go watch New Japan and add another promotion to their schedule. Even if that means just finding a pay-per-view that Hiromu's on and, I don't know, buying an old one that he's on and watching it more matches. This was awesome. All around, it was good for both companies.
Yeah, good for business, for sure. And funny Brett said it. What did I tell you pre-show? It's the after SummerSlam hangover. What, guys? We'll get
into it.
We'll get there. I know everybody's itching to talk about the WWE right now, but we'll get there. And then, speaking of WWE, Mania felt like a shift of storytelling quality where WWE's got worse and AEW's got better. And I don't even know if it's AEW getting better, because honestly, AEW has been telling long-term stories for a while. I just don't think the fan base is, nerdy enough to look into and deep dive into storytelling, but they're telling deep stories with this, especially with the Death Riders.
Yeah, that, and we saw the reunion of Hangman and Kenny Omega, which was pretty fucking cool for the long AEW fans, and just Bullet Club fans in general. So, yeah, I mean, I will say this really quick because I know we're not going to talk about Dynamite specifically. What they're doing with these small shows, kind of what they're doing now in Philadelphia. Great. Awesome. I love it. Give me more of this. I don't care if you're only fitting 1,000 people in. If you're getting crowds like that are ecstatic to be there, hell yeah. I love it. I loved last night's Dynamite.
I was going to say, because obviously money's not the issue. Tony will pay for any song that he wants. He comes from money. Hell, he had enough money, he could have gone out and traded for Micah Parsons. But no, he's a Green Bay Packer. But nonetheless, hey, I had to bring it up once. You're lucky I'm not bragging in your face. I could be that fan, but I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that?
We'll stop.
Micah Parsons is a Packer. That's all I'm leaving it at. But hey, do you know what time it is by chance?
Monday time?
It's Tino's time. Tino's in the chat. Yo, Tino will be a part of the main event marathon this weekend. I'm so excited for that. I know we already talked about it, but this gets me going. You know, it gets the adrenaline pumping. And speaking of adrenaline, you see Cody Rhodes like my tweet today?
I did not see that, no.
Yeah, I got the track jacket, the red, white, and blue one.
Oh, yeah.
And I said adrenaline in my soul. I just got a package from Cody Rhodes, and he liked it. It's a creative caption, right?
That is a good one. I like that one.
Thank you. Great Brown Huff said exactly. Always nice to see new wrestlers and new material. Otherwise, it gets stale. Thank you, wrestling gods, for all the unlimited hours we now have available to watch. This is a great comment. Finally, Great Brown Hope. Finally. Yep. Look at you, not picking sides. Speaking of hangover, cracks open a Four Loko gun show. Hey, I went on a walk and I didn't change. I'm sorry, brother. This is just what I'm wearing today. And, he's sponsored by Four Loko.
Oh, yeah. No, we love Four Loko here.
Can we get a Four Loko arm koozie for the show? And I would actually use it.
Ooh, I would use that. Yeah.
Maybe a Riley Reid one?
Give me...
He had one. Look her up on the Google machine.
I have.
I was mid water there. He was in incognito mode when he went to the search bar. We as wrestling fans are just as devoted as people are for sports. Can't tell me the NFL and NBA are predetermined too. I've been saying the NBA has been predetermined.
NBA
forever.
is 100%.
Yeah, that one's sketchy. Tony did pay for many men, which I miss. I wish the Guns still used that, but now the Guns, isn't one of them hurt again?
Yeah, their first match in Austin got hurt. Not good.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Bill said that's what is exciting about AEW at first when they introduced us to completely new wrestlers and opened up the forbidden door. Yeah, see, everybody's seeing the vision. See, good shit. They agree. Still got games to play. Yeah, you're right, Brett. There's definitely still games to play. And a coffee this late would be a questionable decision.
Yeah, no, this is when you have your drinks that wind you down, not
like Brett said.
The opposite.
Coffee at a time like this.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! He's got 3 koozies for us. So,
ooh.
Fair enough, Bill. All right, it's his off day. You can drink your coffee. Go get maybe a Monster, which, by the way, Monster White is the best energy drink out there, bar none.
It's good. Top 3. I'd say I give it top 3.
It's definitely on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Give me just one off the top of your head that you think that's underrated for the energy drink game.
Just Reign in general.
Reign.
But the thing is, like, are we talking energy drinks? Or are we talking, like, So Reign is that weird balance, though, because it's a pre-workout technically, but it's also an energy drink. So, like, there's got to be limitations. I love energy drinks, but Alani, not up there. I'm not going to say the F word.
Oh, I like Alani. Oh, the Witch's Brew Alani that just came out, the caramel apple. We're not sponsored by energy drinks, but hey, if anybody's watching, we used to be sponsored by an energy drink. What happened with that, Ian? Shout out to Raze. Yeah, shout out to Raze. That was their name, right?
Yeah, R-A-Z-E. Okay.
I'm not showing off. It's not my fault. I got them. I'm just going to wear it, you know? Monster's delicious, but Venom is the best one, and it's only 99 cents. I've never heard of Venom in my life, and if it's 99 cents, it can't be good.
It tastes like a 99-cent energy drink.
All right, what is going on here? Why is everybody blowing up my arms? I've been showing off my arms before. Maybe it's just today I had a good pump, I guess. I'll take it. Thank you, guys.
Hey, your arms look good, man.
Thank you. You know who else looked good at Forbidden Door? Bozilla and Persephone. 2 names that I wasn't able to pronounce going into their match. And once again, Ian, another matchup on this card where you knew who was going to win, but the 2 that you didn't know anything about shine the most. And now you got everybody looking at these two talents. Hell, even WWE is showing interest in these two. Talk to me a little bit about how you felt about this women's Fatal 4-Way for the TBS title.
I loved it, and I will say this. If Bozilla is not hired by one of the big companies within the next year, you're making a huge mistake. Insane. They gave her a lot of shine as well, and I think she had a few spots where it was like, okay, you could definitely see that she's new, but damn, she showed out, and her character is pretty badass. She's got the look of a badass, so I wouldn't be shocked if AEW tries to scoop her up pretty quick because they don't have that many big women in the roster, and she's obviously could work that style pretty well and can grab the AEW fans' attention. So, Persephone, I didn't see too much from her.
Yeah,
she played her role well, but it wasn't anything spectacular. I wasn't thinking of her after that match. I was thinking of Bozilla.
Yeah, and I hate to be this guy, but my immediate thought right when I saw Bozilla was last year with Stephanie Valkyrie. Stephanie Valkyrie competed at Forbidden Door.
Yeah.
That put her on the map. WWE's like, I want her. Bozilla is needed more in AEW because, like you said, they don't have many of those powerhouses. Now they're starting to get behind Megan Bayne, which is probably the powerhouse in their women's division. But you get a Bozilla who is 21 years old, like we said. You got 10 years of the future locked up right there. There's one of your faces of your division.
The issue with it is she is so young, and there's a thing called the Performance Center. So I think realistically she'd be WWE bound. I don't know how soon they might need to see more from her because I think Stephanie Valkyrie had been in the ring for as long as she had been when WWE picked her up. So I don't know. She's going somewhere, though. You were going to see more from her.
No doubt about it. She will be signed. If not now, maybe she's signed now. We just don't know it. But if you're a big professional wrestling company, the TNAs, the AEWs, the WWEs,
you want her.
You want her. But Mercedes and the 10 belt gimmick, it doesn't do anything for me, dude. Those titles are pointless.
Here's my thing is, yes, they are pointless, but in my opinion, like, I think that's kind of part of the character is like, she's it's kind of like, did you have that person in high school that like would wear like fake jewelry or something and like try to like flaunt it around? You're like, man, I cannot stand you. Like everybody knows it's fake, but everyone's like, he still tries to wear it. I think
half of my high school, Brett can attest to it.
That's kind of the feeling I get from this Monet character, which I don't hate. I think it's entertaining. It's a good part entertaining while also trying to still be a heel. And also, I mean, this 4-way match, it's kind of bringing good business to wrestling. I mean, we saw it with our very own, the past of Pro Wrestling Ventures Warrior Wrestling when that title was worn by Will Ospreay on a New Japan show. Like, that was insane. I think that was worn in the Tokyo Dome. Yeah. Insane. Mercedes Moné, like last night, had every single title laid out, albeit they're not big titles. You don't know the names of the titles.
It's great for those companies, I will say that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think that brings a little trickle-down effect of an indie talent sees that title on TV and be like, man, I want to go for that title, and that's going to get more exposure. So I think it's good for the wrestling business altogether. Heat is heat, brother, as long as she's not hurting anybody.
And dude, a lot of people hate on Mercedes Moné.
Oh, people hate on Ricochet too.
She is literally elevating everyone right now. It doesn't matter if she's the one that's getting her hand raised at the end. You're getting experience with one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time. I don't care what anybody else thinks watching this. She is in my top 5, and she should be in most people's top 5. I'm assuming she'd be in yours.
She would be in mine, yes.
Yeah. So we got a lot of comments, though, in regards to this match, kind of. Let's pull them up real quick because I got a lot of catching up to do here. Bill said, they got Megan Bayne, and she's boring as fuck. That's a fair critique.
If there's no character there besides being, cool to look at.
Megasis,
but to be fair, that was Jade Cargill in AEW as well.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Jade Cargill because Bill's fantasy book in Bozilla versus Jade Cargill, and then Brett goes immediately, I need Jade to lock in. I think that's your sentiment as well with Jade Cargill.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, if WWE were to pick up a Bozilla or a Megan Bayne, it's like getting the first overall pick in the MLB draft. Like, fuck, that's a big-ass name, but it depends on how they actually develop. not the race is far from over by the time you get picked up by a WWE, and I think Jade's kind of going through that right now. And yeah, I do agree, and I don't know. It lays her in a bad situation right now with Naomi out too.
Yeah, for sure. She doesn't really have anything to fall back on now. Megan Vane versus Lash Legend would slap. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. Mercedes belt collector Aries. Is that something that Austin Aries did back in the day or something? That must be a shout to Austin Aries. Yes, Ian, everyone in my time wore fake Rough Riders, G-Unit, and Terror Squad chains in high school.
G-Unit?
G-Unit! There it is, Brett. Yeah, see, Brett knows. Classic CPHS for sure. G-Unit forever. My fake chain actually spun. Wow. That's impressive. See, look at Bill said Mercedes would be in his top 5, and yes, they were alluding to Austin Aries a little bit earlier with the belt collector. But yeah, Mercedes Moné retains her title. Let's move on as we got new tag team champions. I was very adamant that the Hurt Syndicate were going to lose the tag titles. That they did. But it was not FTR who I expected. It was Bro Dito, one of the hottest tag teams, definitely the hottest tag team in AEW right now. Ian, I think you were one of the people that was wanting this to happen. Weren't you? Weren't you behind Bro Dito in this match?
I didn't guess them to win it. It was a complete shock when it happened. But I'm not mad at it whatsoever because they kind of struck gold in this tag team, and we talked about it last week. It's like no one expected these guys to be put together, but when you think about it, they're match styles. They work out pretty well when they're on the same team, and they're kind of fun to cheer on. They're two good, funny personalities and completely opposite characters out of nowhere.
Well, and they both lay their shit in, too.
Yeah, they hit hard. So, and it makes sense, too, because now looks like Hurt Syndicate's going against Ricochet's group, whatever they're calling themselves now. I don't think they have a name yet, which is fine.
It feels like a demotion to me, personally.
I think it's more of people are going to want to watch whatever Hurt Syndicate's doing, and they're going to try to build up this new Ricochet faction. So I think it's a win for them. And also FTR, when we really sit back and think about it, FTR versus Christian and Cope, they don't need a title. This is, I think just from last night, we're like, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, but like just adding titles just elevates it automatically. I do agree it doesn't need it, but could you imagine with the titles how much more, exciting it could be? At least for me personally, I would have liked it.
My only thing that it would kind of ruin it for me is I don't want to see Christian and Cope already going near the titles this soon.
Fair.
I think there's a lot more fish to fry with it too, with this pairing.
They haven't even earned it either. They haven't even had a matchup. So as long as they keep stacking up wins, eventually Christian and Cope can get to those tag titles. But man, I am a little disappointed with this one. I'm not going to lie. Not the match itself. I thought the match was fine, but once again, FTR holding the gold made more sense to me because now, it's similar to what Bill is saying, it just feels like another handoff to a random tag team, give them a 2-month reign, and then we're going to move on. Like, Bro Dito's, I don't know what just fell.
That was loud.
Oh, it was Rusev, which is very funny. Which is very funny because we're going to talk about Rusev later, and I did have a take on Rusev. That's very poetic for what is going to be said later. Now I don't know what I was saying. Yeah, I just wish FTR would have won. I'm not saying that the match is bad. I'm just a little disappointed in the result, but that's just me being picky.
Yeah, I think it was one of those. It was a good moment, and I don't hate it at all. Mainly because I like seeing Bro Dito.
Cool.
I would have kind of hated for this to be they got pushed through that tournament, got this far, and then kind of lost, and then just lost all their momentum as a pairing. Then they'd feel like a jobber squad, but. I shouldn't say jobber, but like a fall squad, basically. And plus, the jobbers now are the Young Bucks, so.
Yeah, Matt and Nick Jackson.
I love it.
Brody King's band is sick. Highly recommend them. What's their name? Do you know?
I think is it God's Hate, I think?
Wow, that's a deep name right there.
Pretty heavy.
It's pretty heavy. I don't know how to transition from God's Hate to Timeless Tony Storm, but hey, who will dethrone Timeless Tony Storm? Because it wasn't Athena in a very competitive back and forth match. Man, Athena's been doing some great stuff on ROH, so it's cool that we have gotten to see her more on AEW television as of late. But after that match, man, I just was thinking to myself, I look up and down that women's roster in AEW, and the only two names that I think are worthy of beating Toni Storm, she literally just defeated Mercedes Moné and Athena. If so, who else? But regardless, just give me your thoughts on the match, and then maybe answer my question if you'd like.
Yeah, the match I thought was fantastic. I was very happy that the match turned out well. It could have been much better. It felt like the makeup on Toni was kind of blinding her.
That was wild.
It looked like she could not see shit, and she was just doing this the entire time. Which
she probably was. You sweat one bit, there goes everything.
That's what I was like. That was a mistake on your part. But. Yeah, Athena showed out, and she kind of ran the entire match. Like, it was not a lot of offense from Toni until the end, which was kind of insane to see. Yeah, it's an interesting take on it because it felt that Toni was vulnerable, and it got to the point where I was like, maybe Athena might actually win this, and they might traverse, but incorrect. But again,
dude.
when you say that though, too, it's like. With Toni, who's the next competitor who's worthy to take that title off her, still, the heat's not dying, brother. Crowds still love her. I get it. I'm the same way. I'm kind of like, we could use a little refresher. I still love Toni Storm. We could have the title move a little bit. So I think they're going to try to move on to a Mina feud at some point. They're starting the...
Aminata?
No, Mina Shirakawa.
Oh, Mina Shirakawa. I thought you were trying to say Mina. Yeah. I was like, it's Aminata.
Yeah,
no, Mina Shirakawa. That's right. Because Mina has a match on Collision, I think. I forgot with who. It's some kind of street fight. They were advertising it. I should know this because I'm visualizing the vignette right now.
It's Athena.
Oh, yeah.
It's the ROH pay-per-view.
Oh, wait.
That's this weekend. Saturday.
This weekend?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Why is there so much wrestling happening every weekend? But instead of watching that on Saturday, watch the main event marathon. It'll be much better. Speaking of tag teams, where the hell is my hometown Butcher and Blade? Aren't they released?
No, Blade got injured and was like a really bad injury. Butcher, I don't know. They used him for a little while as kind of like a fill-in kind of character for a little while. But Blade got hurt, a long time ago at this point. So I wonder if they're kind of calling it a wraps. He's an older boy, so I don't know if he's calling it a wraps on his own career, which would kind of suck.
I'm literally Googling, are Blade and the Butcher employed by WWE? And Google says yes, as of late 2024 and early 2012. AEW is what I meant, yeah. But they are still employed. I just found out.
Well, I think I saw that Blade still works backstage. I think he's closer to the product. Butcher has his own stuff with his own band.
Producer role, maybe?
Yeah, well, Blade's he's a teacher as well. He has his own school.
Oh, wow.
So, it's kind of like the whole Chucky, I forgot his fucking last name. Chuck and Trent. Trent Beretta and...
Yeah. Trent Beretta and Chuck Taylor.
Chuck Taylor, yeah.
Yeah.
He's also backstage.
So who's going to dethrone Toni, you think?
No fucking clue.
Bozilla!
I think they're...
It's not crazy.
I think this is going to be the lull of her title run and let her kind of relax a little bit with the high competitors. Again, pun fully intended. I think the match that we're going to be seeing next that's going to be huge is going to be Athena versus Moné for that title again.
Hear me out. What if it's a triple threat? You get Athena, Moné, and Toni.
Belt collector.
That could be something. Yeah.
Winner takes all the titles.
I worry about Toni though. Eventually, we're gonna get to the Joe Hendry phase where it's kind of like this isn't hitting like it used to last year, and that's why I'm asking the question: who's gonna dethrone her? Because I think it actually would benefit her to not have the title for a little bit, just because it seems like for the past couple of years she's held that title, and I would think I think the same of Obafemi in NXT. Like, who else in NXT is there to beat him? Because I thought it was Javon Evans, which we will talk about. But once again, Toni Storm, still AEW Women's Champion. 2 more matches to talk about. This one, I'm going to let you go first on because I have my gripes with it. I'm not saying the match was bad by any means. It definitely wasn't what their first matchup was. But we do know Adam Hangman Page is still AEW Champion after this one. Ian, what were your thoughts on this world title match between these two?
I had extremely high expectations going into this match. I will say they were a little bit too high. I thought this match was going to be a barn burner. It really wasn't. It was a good match, like you said, but it wasn't anything like I'm going to remember this match for a long time. I thought the contract would play a little bit more of a role in the situation, and we have now the rule change with you have to give a 7 days notice of when you're going to burn that contract and use it up. I don't know if I like that. I get it. You don't want to copy the Money in the Bank word for word, bar for bar. But then again, it's like, man, well, no, then it just...
Takes away the surprise factor.
Yeah, I would say if you could do, I don't know, same night. It doesn't have to be like automatically, but like you could say, I want a match tonight. I don't know. It has to be the same night kind of thing. But
no, I get what you're saying. And I agree with you. I think we just set the bar too high. Or maybe they set the bar too high with their first one because their first match was literally a match of the year candidate. And once again, not saying that these two didn't do good business because the right guy went over in this situation. It's getting to a point with every MJF match where you're just doing too much. You don't need to overbook things. The same thing happened when Roman Reigns was Universal Champion. They overbooked the crap out of every single main event. There's got to be other ways and other avenues to get to the end. MJF doesn't need to always be conniving and scheming and doing dirty shit. Hell, the ref counted to 3 in this match, and it didn't matter. And that happened again on NXT too, by the way, which we will touch on. 2 times this weekend where the ref counted 3, and there was no winner, no new champion. Guess reffing doesn't matter, but just too much shit. Like, these two are 2 of the best in AEW. You don't need to get cute with these two. Just let them go be great professional wrestlers, and you'll get what you got the last time they faced off. This one, just disappointing, I think is the one word to describe it for me.
Yeah, the only thing that's kind of like holding me together with this whole thing is the feud's not over. What we saw last night with his promo with MJF backstage, bloodied up after the match. A fired up MJF is the best MJF to have on the mic, and they took full advantage of it. I definitely agree with you. It's overbooked, and it was kind of played out sloppily.
It was very sloppy.
It just felt like Mark Briscoe was supposed to do something else, and
what was the point of bringing him out?
He was supposed to tell the ref like, "Hey, his foot was on the rope. Check. Hey, look, his foot was on the rope." He was saying that, but the crowd was just going crazy because it was Mark Briscoe.
Yeah,
but
who
it was
doesn't
like,
love Mark?
He should have had a mic. He should have been saying something like, "Don't rely on finger pointing because that's not going to work." I don't know. It did feel extremely weird. It was not played out well. The cameras were not ready for it. It should have been a bit more rehearsed.
It was a miss. Let's just be real. Yeah. This match was a miss, and there's 2 matches we didn't even talk about that were slam dunks. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Nigel McGuinness and Okada versus Swerve for me was fantastic. Taking nothing away from the card as a whole, because once again, it was a great card. Just this thing did not resonate with me. We got to switch things up a little bit here with MJF. Otherwise, I'm going to get stale with his character. But nonetheless, one more to talk about. We still got to get to Heatwave and Clash in Paris. I'm going to rush through this one. Lights Out Steel Cage. First off, love the presentation of it. Thought that was really cool and unique. And I'm not going to sit here and say it was match of the night because it wasn't really a match. It was just a, steel cage, anything goes type of match. And I thought everybody delivered. I didn't need to see Darby Allin get his ear gauged out. That's not for me. That's not my cup of tea. I don't think it needs to be on television. But hey, to each their own, right? It was fun. The right team won because it was unsanctioned and it didn't count. And yeah, that's all I got on this one. What about you for this main event here?
I think there's one word to describe it, and that's fun. I had a blast watching it. Like you said, the steel cage. We were worried at first, like, how the fuck are they going to fit everybody in a steel cage? The way they had it, where the steel cage basically included the floor as well. It was a bigger cage. Love that. I hope AEW keeps to that and has these larger steel cage matches where it's it's their own War Games kind of match. And it felt like it, too. I mean, a lot of it felt a little rehearsed. Blood, yeah, this needed to be a blood and guts match. I mean, it kind of was.
It was adjacent to it, yeah.
I don't know if the namesake really does anything. The thing that, again, it's
half
the unsanctioned.
Yeah, that's good.
The thing that with the unsanctioned match is Will Ospreay laid it out is I don't want this to be on AEW's hands if I get hurt during this match. I'm not medically cleared. Like that, they have a purpose for it. So I'm not upset with the unsanctioned thing, and they laid that out too. So.
And they also wrote off Will Ospreay at the end, which
awesome spot.
They did it the right way. Like if you're gonna write someone off, kill him.
Yeah,
and kill them in their hometown. I mean, that's how you get heat right there. There's nobody in AEW that probably likes the Death Riders, and good. That means they're doing their job, right?
I think what the Death Riders have been doing recently without a title,
it's better.
Being held hostage, so much better. We don't need a title with that group to show dominance. Like they just want to kill people. They want to beat the shit out of people.
They hurt people.
No.
Yeah, they're not like the Hurt Syndicate, but they kind of are in the same way. They both want to make AEW better by hurting.
They kill people.
I mean,
they
Darby.
Kill people.
How is Darby not dead? Like the amount of times this man puts his body through shit that Dude, you couldn't even pay me $1 million to do.
Did you see the shit he did last night?
I think I did. I probably was half watching it.
Oh my god! Cesaro threw him outside of the ring onto the announcer's table.
You called him Cesaro.
Ooh, tough. Oh,
that is tough. He's been there for a while. Yeah, that's tough. But no, I did see that spot. That's the old Obafemi to Javon Evans spot right there.
Oh my god, but he took it. He did not try to lay out.
He just went. When he bumps, he ain't flapping his arms back. He ain't slapping the mat. He's just like, dead fish. That's why I like Darby Allin, dude. He don't give a fuck. No, Great Brown Hope, we're not bringing back the classic blue cage. That's ugly. Now you're going to say the red cage next with The Fiend.
Oh, God. Oh, and then have the match go under red lights, too. I like that, too. It's good for the live audience.
Don't give them ideas. Overall, we got to move on. What would you give AEW Forbidden Door, letter grade?
Somewhere in that 87 range. Like, it was good wrestling, but it wasn't anything that I'm like, I'm going to remember this pay-per-view for the rest of my life. But again, it was a good Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Like, I think arguably their best Forbidden Door pay-per-view.
I don't know. The one we were at in Chicago was pretty fucking good.
Well, we were there.
I know,
looking
but that
back
was probably the best one.
Yeah.
There was a lot. That Orange Cassidy Will Ospreay match.
Yeah, that's true. That is a good point.
Yeah. Dude, that match was one of the best I've seen live. That's saying a lot coming from me because I've been to a lot of shows. And Bill says, I don't want to hear anyone get on my shit for calling Gunther Walter now. But you do it intentionally.
No, yeah,
you do it intentionally. You know, Bill.
Yeah, at least Gunther actually talks, so it's like you should know his name at this point.
Yeah, Claudio's literally just Cesaro, but in AEW.
He stands there like a statue and then walks out in red lights.
I really thought he was going to be like a world champion in AEW, and this is no disrespect to him because he's done and accomplished a lot in AEW. It basically was a linear move. Yeah, he's doing the same thing he did in WWE, but he's in a bigger faction now, I guess you could say.
Yeah, and
he's in the main event.
Probably got more control over like what he can do in the ring, and I think he's showing off. He's a bigger dude now, so it feels like it.
Big boy. For sure. All right, I'll give it a B. I think it was a solid B. Nothing was bad on the card. Nothing was great, like you said. Nothing that I wrote on my Match of the Year list. I wouldn't put it as a Show of the Year, but hey, like we always say, AEW, when they have pay-per-views, it's usually good. And I would say that this pay-per-view was good. ROH champ, though, so he did, in fact, become a world champion.
Technically true.
I guess you're right. You would be correct there, Bill. I'll give you a point on that one. So let's move on. Ian didn't watch Heatwave, so I'm going to rely on the chat to kind of be my co-host here. Ian, if you feel like adding a little bit to this, go for it. But Heatwave was my show of the weekend. That got a lot of heat online. I don't give a fuck. But Lola Vice became the new number one contender here. A lot of people expected this one to come, especially since she's been heavily featured on AAA recently, wrestling at Triple Mania and Worlds Collide. It just seemed like her time. She's somebody in NXT that's put in a lot of work over the past couple years. And Ian, I know you don't typically watch NXT, but there's no denying the fact that Lola Vice definitely has the it factor, and she looks like a star. So I'm not mad whatsoever that she became number one contender.
No, I'm not either. Plus, NXT is really good at generating women's talent at this point right now, especially with Booker T on commentary.
Yeah!
I personally could care less for it, but I could see the appeal to 90% of the wrestling fans. Yeah,
that's a yeah for me. I'm a big Booker T guy. I think he makes things a lot more interesting. And Bill, I did see this comment a lot, and I wanted Jada to win too, but my pick was Lola, just based off the push. Jada's going to get there eventually. That's another girl that has it all. I think she's got a little side quest here with Lash Legend. They're going to have a match on NXT, which, by the way, cheap plug, check out NXT Night Shift Tuesday. We'll be recapping that show next Tuesday. And I agree with Brett. Shucky ducky quack quack. Lola Vice, give me some of that Cholula green, baby. Great Brown Hope says Lola Vice has been putting in the work for AAA and helping the women there. And she's media friendly. She's earned it. And I don't disagree whatsoever, but this is questionable for me.
I don't even watch NXT, and I wished Jada won that match because I think
she's awesome.
I think Jada's got it. It's there. In my opinion, more than Lola, but
there's no one else like Jada Parker on TV.
No, which is kind of crazy because it's not
a strong
anything...
black woman character. That's basically what she is. They need that. They need representation on television.
Well, okay, hold on. Let's not forget Bianca Belair exists.
Yeah, I mean, literal strong black woman. Yeah. But no, that's Jada. I mean, she came from Out the Mud, OTM, the fake OTM. This is the real OTM, yeah. But now Jada's out the mud with that group, and she's still a star. It's okay. She's going to be fine. You like what I did there?
No, I don't.
Fuck you. All right, let's move on. Dark State became the new tag team champions. This was long overdue because, like we talked about on our preview, Hank and Tank's title run really just wasn't it. And I know, Ian, you saw Dark State make their debut. You've seen... vignettes, I'm sure. This is something they definitely needed because they still are a relatively new faction. But new factions don't mean shit, Ian, unless you put some gold on them. So I think this will be interesting to see what kind of teams, face off against Dark State. And I know you have no idea what's going on in NXT. I don't even know the NXT tag team division to face Dark State now.
That's what I was going to say is this tag division in NXT is bad, which is crazy because... If you knew NXT of the past, tag division was on fire, but they've all been called up to go wrestle on SmackDown in Fatal 4-Ways now.
Fraxium getting called up killed NXT's tag division. I get it, but they're also not doing anything with Fraxium on the main roster. I guess they got title matches. Hey, Homecoming's in a couple weeks. NXT's doing a Homecoming show, so there'll be a lot of old NXT faces there, I'm sure.
I hope The Rock's there.
His daughter's there.
Oh, yeah, sure.
She's the GM. Worst tag team champions ever, fat comic book guy. Thank God this happened. Hank and Tank's reign was 4 months long. Was it really? Holy shit. That explains...
I watched them win that title. It doesn't feel like... That's crazy if that was 4 months ago.
Well, yeah, because Jay Gold and I were talking about on the night shift, all they've done is backstage segments since they won the titles. And it goes back to the point we always say, Ian, baby faces are just better on the chase. Nobody knows how to book champion baby faces. It's tough.
It also doesn't help that these guys had zero character besides...
Honk, honk!
Yeah. I don't...
That's about it. Hey, don't say that, Great Brown Hope. Let's not put the Tony D'Angelo's out into the universe. We don't need to see Tony in NXT anymore.
He's coming back for Homecoming. I hope so.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this is another team. Pretty Deadly. What are they doing?
I forgot they existed.
One got hurt. Elton Prince got hurt, I think. That's why. That's why I think Pretty Deadly hasn't been on TV. I could be wrong, though. Just keep Briggs away from the tag titles. Keep Briggs away. You hate on Briggs? Say his name. But he... No, don't say that. Do not say his name like that. His name and he appeared. No, that's not Josh Briggs. That's Wyatt. Thank God. Oh. For a second there, I thought Josh Briggs was showing up. Where's Brooks? Good question. Evolve, I think? And I haven't watched Evolve in a couple weeks, and I know Ian's never downloaded the Tubi app to watch Evolve. Nope. I'd be down with Pretty Deadly going back to NXT, honestly. Because, Great Brown Hope's right. Roster stacked on the main roster. At least it is on SmackDown.
And it's not like they use them well. They just throw them in good matches, and that's it. There's not a lot of storytelling.
Yeah, pretty much just a good hand. But I am looking forward to Dark State with those titles. I think there's some good that can come out of it. We had a shocker, though, at Heatwave. At least it was a shocker to most of us, in that the Knockouts Championship is now back in TNA as Ash by Elegance, formerly known as Dana Brooke in the WWE, is your new Knockouts champion. Just a surreal moment, because I saw the behind the scenes afterwards with Ash going to the curtain. She wanted a picture with Shawn Michaels, and I just think that's so awkward. This is the company that fired you, and you want a picture with them? I get it, you're on her show, yada, 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 but that was just a little fun thing there.
I don't know if she ever worked with Shawn though, because Shawn would have been in. Oh no, she came through NXT. Yeah, you're right.
She was in NXT. Yeah. She definitely worked with Shawn. So maybe it's just a respect thing, for all that Shawn did, because Shawn's probably not the one firing people,
No. Shawn. I don't think Shawn could ever fire. Well, old Shawn could have, but.
Old Shawn, yes. Now Shawn is doing TikToks, or at least he's forced to doing TikToks with Jordan Grace and Jada Parker. But no, this is shocking, Ian, because as you know, JC Jane was the double champion at the time. She took that title away from TNA. I just didn't expect Ash to be the one to bring that title back from TNA. That felt more like a Masha move, but maybe this is all just to make Ash and make her a star in TNA. Maybe they just wanted to give her a moment,
Bring the title home, and we don't watch TNA, so we really could not tell you if it's a good move for TNA. I don't know if the fans like Ash by Elegance.
I don't think they do.
I have no idea, but good for her.
Yeah, no, it was a good moment for her, and it was a really good match too. If you didn't get the chance to watch it, definitely go back and see it. I don't like the Elegance brand. The gimmick is not my cup of tea, but good for TNA and good for Ash, and JC Jane will be fine. She's still got that NXT title, and Masha will be in WWE next year. That's my prediction.
Isn't she technically in WWE right now, though?
Pretty much.
Hey, that's the thing I don't understand, because didn't Shayna, or Shayna Baszler getting picked up by TNA? That's supposedly the rumor.
Yeah, look at what Great Brown Hope just put in the chat. It would be fun to see TNA Shayna take the NXT Women's title.
It's weird because it's so WWE hired them back? I guess I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, shout out to the WrestleHolics for stopping by. They also will be a part of the main event marathon going down. So if you have never seen an episode of the WrestleHolics, DC, Manny, and the boys over there are doing great things. Check us out this Saturday. Bill said, or you can move Pretty Deadly to Raw. Raw's tag division is drier than the BK chicken fries. Hey, BK chicken fries are the shit.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Chicken fries are the best. See, look at that.
Remember when they used to have the chicken rings? Remember those?
Oh, yeah. No, isn't that a White Castle thing, or did they have chicken rings?
You're right.
Yeah.
I think you are right.
Come on, I know fast food.
I feel like they did have them, though.
Chat, let us know. Did Burger King ever have chicken rings? See, look, everybody's in on chicken fries except for Bill.
The spicy ones, too? Ooh, baby.
Ooh, anything spicy. Me and you are always in, right?
Oh, yeah.
BK in Lancaster, New York, don't make their food right. Well, you're in New York. That's probably why.
I was going to say, New York food.
Yeah, look at Brett. Brett said the same thing. Brett lived in Queens, I think, for a year, and he said must be a North New York thing. To be fair, though, the Burger King by me is ass, too, in Crown Point.
Well, Burger King's not good anymore besides chicken fries. If you're going to get those, but they have to be fresh.
Listen, Bill.
It looks awful.
You are correct by looks, but if you are intoxicated, if you are elevated, even if you're sober, I enjoy it sober. I think it's delicious because it just slides down your gut.
Relax. Relax.
ASMR for all of you listening. And all the audio listeners are like, what the hell has happened on this episode? We've talked about everything but wrestling for the most part.
But no, White Castle sliders are fantastic, and you shut your fucking mouth.
Dude, it got to a point, everybody's leaving for the draft. It's me, Baki, Nickel, Aaron, and my dad. It's 11:45, precisely the time Brett's got on screen. And I go, boys, we thinking White Castle? We didn't pull the trigger. We did not pull the trigger, but that's when the question, that's when it starts. That's when you're like, should we get White Castle?
You feel it in the morning. You feel it all day next day. You have that White Castle breath that kills
shits.
You. Oh, yeah, the farts, everything about it. But you will be reminded how good that White Castle was.
In that moment, those 10, 15 minutes are the greatest 10, 15 minutes you'll ever have.
And they got the jalapeno, I forgot what it's called. It's like a jalapeno
Poppers?
One. No. They have a slider with jalapeno and, I think it's some hot cheese.
It's probably got some pepper jack cheese,
Oh, dude. Oh.
Now we're talking. I had Chick-fil-A for dinner last night, Bill Moss, the GOAT.
Yeah, I agree.
At the top. And right behind, actually, no. McDonald's is the GOAT because of the long stay. Chick-fil-A is the new GOAT, the new era.
Yeah,
the LeBron. Chick-fil-A's LeBron, MJ's McDonald's.
McDonald's has fallen so low on my tier ranking. It's insane.
How dare you?
The inconsistency of the food is just abysmal.
Well, I get the same thing every time. taste the same.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like you could order the same thing and it's going to taste different every single time. It could be.
I never have that experience.
Oh my God, do you go to the same one?
No, I go to a lot of McDonald's and it always tastes the same to me.
Yeah, no, it's just mid. McDonald's moved to mid.
Spicy chicken sandwiches are goated for sure, and I know Ian
Absolutely.
will like that.
100%.
That's Ian's move when he comes over to my place, Taco Bell.
Again, the Taco Bell's got to be a good Taco Bell, otherwise you're in for a rough night. You're in for a rough
100%.
night. I will own up to that.
We got to talk about wrestling, or at least I do.
Yeah.
Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace was my match of the weekend once again. Oh, I mean, Culver's. Yeah, that's great.
I got one right there.
Yeah, that's fair. But yeah, Blake Monroe versus Jordan Grace, even though the build, we talked about it, tacky, lazy, stupid, they executed it very well in this matchup. And I know you didn't get the chance to see it, but Blake Monroe was the one that went over here. I am a little questionable about the decision for them to continue this feud because on NXT this week, Jordan Grace cost Blake Monroe again against Kalani Jordan. So now Kalani Jordan has actually pinned Blake Monroe twice in NXT thanks to Jordan Grace. I thought since Blake Monroe got the win, we could just move on, but it seems like they're prolonging things, which makes me believe that maybe Blake Monroe is not the one to defeat JC Jane for the NXT title. I know I just threw a lot at you, Ian, but is there anything that resonated there with you?
I don't know. I'm lost with the entire thing because I thought we were talking about it during Mania time that like Jordan Grace isn't going to be in NXT for a long time, and I get it. You want to use Jordan in NXT to elevate other talent. I think Blake Monroe's one of those though that you could use to elevate other talent. Like I get it, she's new to the NXT audience, but is she really new to the NXT audience? I get the character is, but the wrestler.
No, you heard the reaction when she debuted. She
Yeah.
wasn't new.
No, she's more of that Joe Hendry kind of approach of the character's there. Everybody knows who she is. I don't know. I don't think you need Jordan Grace to stick around for that long. But again.
Jordan Grace is going to be in trouble, man. I think she's going to get lost in the shuffle just because there's so many megastars right now in that women's division. You got Rhea Ripley, you got Io Sky, you got Stephanie Valkyrie. Those are just the tops at the, very top of the card that I can think of. But Becky Lynch, there's plenty of other names out there. So that's why I worry about Jordan Grace because I felt like NXT would be a good spot for her. And granted, had a great match here with Blake Monroe. It's like, but why are we continuing this? Why do I need to see more of this feud that is just based off of appearance? It's, meh.
Let it play out. Hopefully it develops better. That's all you could really do.
I will say this. Blake Monroe, top 10 entrance in professional wrestling right now. I think you can even make a case for top 5. Her looking into that mirror, blows the kiss, the music. Have you heard the music, by the way?
I have.
Oh, it's...
I'm not moved. I've never been a fan of characters like that, though.
I mean, me neither, but if it's Blake Monroe, I'll be a fan of anything she does.
God.
She's great. What? Chances
know.
are most of, if not NXT viewers, watch AEW.
Correct. Yeah.
That's like the same fan base, I think.
Back and forth.
Because like we said in the past, too, Ian, NXT was AEW before AEW.
Yeah, correct.
That was the cool, hot indie that focused on wrestling. Yeah. And that's why I think you have crossover with those two fans for sure. So good shout there from Bill. And then the main event, Oba Femi surprisingly defeated Javon Evans. Surprising to me. Might not be surprising to you. And I want to put it on the record. Everybody knows that follows me on Twitter. Oba Femi's my dude. He's a dog. One of my favorite wrestlers. Probably my fave 5 right now. I just thought Javon Evans needed this more. But then I let it simmer for a little bit. Let it digest. Javon Evans, at the end of the day, is still only 21 or 22 years old. It doesn't have to be Oba Femi that Javon gets his moment against. Oba Femi can relinquish that title by the end of the year. Javon Evans can just beat somebody else for that title and get his moment. You keep stacking up all these close losses. Like Javon had a moment in this match, like I mentioned earlier, where the ref counted to 3. What was different about the WWE's approach is WWE had a backup referee ready to go right away. So that referee, the backup referee, Ian, called off the 3 count right away. No music hit or anything. So there wasn't really like that awkward phase. But once again, he counted to 3. Javon had Oba Femi beat. I don't think Javon is going to be the one to defeat Oba Femi. I just think they're treating Oba like the final boss. And honestly, you look at him, and I know you've seen him wrestle. How can you disagree? He's the final boss, dude. This guy's the best.
No, I agree. And I think it helps Obafemi's character, and I don't think there really is anybody that can beat him.
No.
I think it's going to build to a main roster push at some point in the very near future. I kind of hope he doesn't lose the title. Now that you say, what if he just relinquishes it and says, I'm out, no one can beat me? You could maybe take that Javon Evans feud up to the main roster, explain it there, sort of like we saw with Ilya and Gunther at one point. I don't know. Ilya and Gunther's still on the table, too. That's
I was going to say, Ilya's on his way back soon.
Yeah, and they have put on an insane amount of great matches together. So
just wait until they're going to cross paths next year.
Where the hell is he at? Let's not talk about him yet.
I know.
He was just wrestling in AAA.
Oh, you were talking about Omos. Oh, Omos, okay. Yeah. I was talking about...
Ilya.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But Omos, honestly, I'd like to see that. Oba versus Omos.
I would like to see Omos.
Yeah. Yeah, Omos was cool, and he got his old theme back, too, the good one.
I just don't know where the fuck he's at.
AAA. Bill said, my match of the night, Javon killed it in this match, and Oba was such a powerhouse. One of the best matches since the end of Black and Gold. Ooh, wow. Okay. Fair enough. I don't know if I agree, but hey, I'm glad you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it too, but it didn't make my match of the year list or anything like that. Great Brown Hope said, I'd say let's book Oba to defend on the main roster, similar to what we were kind of saying here. And yeah, you could do Ilya versus Gunther at WrestleMania next year.
You got to explain it to the main roster fans, though. That's the issue. You can't wait till last second and say, "Oh yeah, this is their whole history right here." There you go. Yeah. You gotta build that thing up.
Yeah, for sure. And the moment, obviously, of the match is when Oba threw Javon Evans through the table and ended up winning. I mean, Obafemi, I'm running out of words to describe him. I think he's an anomaly. I don't think there's anybody else that has been like him in the history of professional wrestling.
He's one of those guys that were built for pro wrestling and didn't know it until he started getting into it. Maybe he did know it, but...
He looks like a superhero. Like, if I wanted somebody to defend my country, I'd send Obafemi out there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Him just standing like this in his entrance with the darkness behind him, aura times 1,000.
Yeah, and then he just starts throwing some shot puts at you, and you're like, oh, shit. Oh, shit.
That should be a part of his gimmick. Instead, whoo! He just throws shot put, whoo! Every time. Every time they whoo, he just starts shot putting.
That'll go well.
WWE's listening right now, so if that happens, we called it once again. We've been calling a lot of things lately, and the Main Event Wrestling Network, by the way. I'm not trying to put us over, but I am at the same time.
Hey, if you watch all of the shows, you're gonna have some spoilers, by the way. So pretty much, that's pretty much.
We just know ball over here, guys. At @mainevent_net. It's not just us here at OTM. We have great podcasts, great content creators, great bloggers that are a part of this network over here. Great Brown Up says Obafemi versus Maya Lesnar in a shot put match. Here we go. Have you seen Maya Lesnar and how much she looks like Brock Lesnar?
Crazy. If she's not in wrestling at some point, I will be kind of disappointed, because if she ends up becoming like a financial broker or some shit, that's scary.
That is scary. I do want to see her now in wrestling. I didn't even think of that ever, because I just know her as a shot putter. But hey, if Obafemi could turn into this after shot put, maybe Maya Lesnar could. Bill Moss said one of the NXT PC rookies probably watched the show and fed ideas to HBK. You know, that might be it. And Brett says, what's wrong with being a financial broker?
Oh!
You just put an MVM on blast.
Well, I'm just saying, you don't look like Maya Lesnar, so...
Yeah, that's true. He looks better, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I can't read that out loud, but it's on the screen. I'm not reading it out loud, Great Brown Hope. I'm not saying that to the audio listeners. You're going to have to keep that one on YouTube only. All right, guys, we got to still talk about Clash in Paris that's happening this weekend. We also are going to go more in depth on the main event marathon. So, Ian, keep your take short and sweet, because, once again, we're going to be talking about this twice this weekend. So, we'll keep this one at a minimum here, but I did advertise that we were going to talk about Clash in Paris, so might as well.
I have some insane... Oh, shit. I have some insane stat. I thought this was going to be a lot further. I looked at the... It was this comment that got my brain thinking, because I do like track and field. Obafemi, his record shot put was 66 foot and 4 1/4 inch. Maya Lesnar was very fucking close. 62 foot, 4.5 inch. It was really close. I thought it was going to be like a... Yeah, so it was
between Oba and Maya Lesnar, there was only 4
inches.
feet. Oh, 4 inches.
Yeah. Or no, you're right. 4 feet.
It's 4 feet. Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's still insane. Holy hell! What a pool! What a stat right there from the stat guy. All right, let's go to Paris, but not actually to Paris. We're talking about the wrestling show that we don't have enough money. I don't have a passport. I don't even have a real ID. Do you have a real ID? That little thing in the corner of your ID?
What?
You don't know what real ID is?
No.
You need it to travel now.
Oh.
It's on your license. It's like an identification thing. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't know what real ID was. The chat's got to know what real ID is.
I don't travel much, brother.
Yeah, that's true. That's all I do for a living, pretty much. Brett said, man, there are a few things in this world that I hate more than mail. I hate mail! That's an Eric Andre reference. No, I'm not saying that out loud either, Great Brown Hope, because she's listening to me. I can't say those words. Jeez. This guy's really screwing me over here. All right, we're going to Paris. No, there's one more comment. We're not going to Paris yet. What is he answering to me?
Who knows?
What is happening? I don't know. This has been a fun episode, though. I'm having a good time. What about you guys?
No.
No? What about you, Ian?
Yeah.
I teed you up for that one. Don't worry. And shout out to the 29 people watching right now. Hit that subscribe button, guys. We're on the road to 500 subscribers. Currently sitting at 468. Let's get there soon so Ian has to go live for 24 hours. Can't wait.
I can.
We can get Wyatt on the stream. He could just do that for an hour and I'd watch.
You know what's funny? I probably will end up doing that. It'll be...
Just show the dog.
Yeah. I'll just have a dog cam while I'm sleeping.
Damn, I wish I had the video on file here and I would have played Hell Yes to the Great Brown Hope saying, I am definitely stoned. Don't worry, my vitamins will be in the system very shortly. So that's why we got to get to Paris here, folks. And we're going to start with this Intercontinental title match. Becky Lynch, the man, taking on Nikki Bella. I will say this, though, Ian. The verbal back and forth between the two has been pretty good. They've gotten me excited for this match, but Becky Lynch is going to retain here for me.
I agree. The promo was good. It doesn't make me strive to watch this match even more, though, because I think, we know it's not going to be a barn burner of a wrestling match, and the story has not progressed to the point of like, oh man, they're going to fucking go at it together.
Ex-boyfriend. It's been ex-boyfriends and current boyfriends, yeah. Which is funny.
I get it. I just don't understand why Nikki Bella's trying to have this grand tour.
Does anybody want it?
No.
Like, is anybody in our circle here right now asking for Nikki Bella?
You don't even have to. I mean, you could ask that.
Look at the chat right now. I mean, he said couldn't be less interested in Nikki Bella. Bill goes on to say immediate eye roll on this one. Becky wins. Nikki, get the fuck out.
Which sucks because Becky's title run has already been kind of like
great.
A little. It's starting to get a little because this whole new character change. It's like not good heat necessarily. Like it's not. People are wanting to boo her more. I don't know. I feel indifferent about this new Becky character. I like it a little bit more, but
I think it's her best character work ever. I think she comes off better as a heel than she does.
Don't be hating on that fucking leprechaun, all right?
I'm not hating. I just hate. Becky's doing good stuff right now. I think she deserves some love. And Brett said that is an old tired shtick in terms of the ex-boyfriends, blah blah blah. It is. And listen, I'm all for older talent, veterans coming down to elevate talent, but nobody's getting elevated here. Nobody needs to be elevated in this match. You know? Like, Becky Lynch is already the man, one of your biggest stars. You're not going to put the title on Nikki Bella right now and ruin everything you're doing with Becky Lynch. So, it's Becky Lynch in a landslide. We'll talk about it more, like I said, on the marathon, but let's pull up one more comment and move on. Bill says, give me a talent that could elevate from this. See, he's getting the vision. That's why I think if Nikki were to come up, go against somebody different, but Becky has the title. So.
Oh my gosh. Ivy Nile. Where the fuck has she been? Where's she been?
Don't know.
All of Alpha Academies.
Can we pull up the Raw roster and maybe like get an idea of who could be in this position?
If you want to take the time for it.
Yeah, I do, because I think we could probably rattle off more contenders other than Nikki Bella that would be more compelling here. And granted, to the casuals and to the maybe the fans of Total Divas, I don't know, the Bella Army, whatever you want to call yourself, you care. But I don't think diehard wrestling fans are asking for this. And I think I found the roster. Hold on.
Okay.
Here we go. So we got Asuka. Yeah. I would rather see Asuka. Bailey. We've seen it.
She's also having her own character development. So that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
We'll give Nikki the edge on that one. Ivy Nile. I'd rather see Ivy Nile.
If they built her. Yeah.
Right. This is all if they built them, hypothetically speaking. Io's involved in other stuff. Don't give me Io here. Kairi Sane, I would say no to. Liv is injured. Yep. Maxine Dupree, you can't sell me on. Natalia, you could if she was Natty.
Yeah, I agree.
I would rather see Natty, the version that we've been seeing, than Nikki Bella. And that's crazy coming from me.
Yeah, I was going to say, you are a Natalia hater. Which, I mean, not a hater.
I'm not a hater. I'm just not a fan of hers.
Could care less.
She can work. And she's done a lot for the business and other talent. Could care less about everything else. Nikki and Legend in the same sentence shouldn't even be a thing. Hey, she's a Hall of Famer.
She's a trailblazer. Like that's it. I mean,
she is. You can't deny that.
Without her, the women's division is not as big as it is. She set a lot of records and helped build this roster into what it is.
And Total Divas did help women's wrestling too. By the way.
Yeah, it
brought in new, younger generations of fans.
Yep.
It works for that demographic, but our demographic, our network, the OTM universe, whatever you want to call it, we ain't having it. I'm also not having this. Sheamus versus Rusev. Look, are they going to have a good match? Yes. Is it going to be physical? Absolutely. But like Rusev falling down earlier behind me. His return to WWE has fallen flat. Well, I have no interest in Rusev, Ian, and I don't know if you're with me on this, but yeah, that's really all I got. I'm curious on your thoughts.
I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to spark that same magic that Sheamus, Drew McIntyre. I mean, who else was in that fold of like having banger after banger? I don't even remember who it was, but there were more like. Big meaty men bumping meat. They're trying to recreate that atmosphere, and you can't try to shove it down our throats that this, oh hell yeah, it's gonna be an awesome match. Like, okay, well now you just drove me away to not like it. That's just basic human intuition. So,
and there's no stakes.
No, not at all. Rather than Sheamus trying to teach the bully a lesson, which I guess is a method of storytelling.
How is this on a PLE? I'm sorry, that's no disrespect to Sheamus, because Sheamus is a legend, and I think that's a fair way of putting it.
Should be around the title. Should be around the Intercontinental title. That's where he should be.
Sheamus is above this. Rusev, it ain't working, brother. I don't know what you can do. And like Brett's saying, Rusev is just a one-way character, isn't flexible. That's pretty much true. Like Miro and Rusev are like eerily similar, just slightly changed, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Change Rusev's music and just do Rusev Day. Who cares, right?
Well, the issue is you're missing an Aiden English, which that was a big part of Rusev Day.
Ian, you big fan of big men bumping meat?
I like big meaty men bumping meat.
Give me what I want.
Give me what I
want. Give me what I want.
Big men bumping meat. We love that over here. Of course we do. They have nothing else better to book right now. You ain't lying, Brett. And that's the problem. So let's go to that conversation because we talked about it. First off, what's your pick? Sheamus?
Sure.
Yeah,
sure.
We're both going with Sheamus. You mentioned before the pod. Actually, just go ahead and say it. You got a gripe right now with Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw has become like it's almost unwatchable in my eyes, and I know that is crazy to kind of say in today's WWE landscape. It's been very, not even predictable. It's just the same copy and paste with the same matches and just different results, just altered a little bit. And the main event has been, I asked in our group chat that we have, and I said, when's the last time we've had a clean main event match? I don't know. I genuinely could not tell you because every single time it's been the same run-in. And I get it. It's Seth Rollins being a heel and running in on the match, costing stuff. But this whole build to Clash in Paris, I'm starting to hate every single face because they just keep running in on each other. And it's like, what are we doing? Like, I get it. We're trying to beat the Oracle.
The good guys are just teaming up to beat the bad guys. Yep.
But it's just done in such a repetitive way that it's like, oh, here we go again. Yay. They're gonna beat the Oracle up. They're gonna send them out of the ring, and then they're all gonna stand there. And then as the lights are going down, they're all gonna start pushing each other around.
And then you hear, ooh, so
that was the past 3 weeks. Every single main event. Like, I get it. We're trying to build this whole feud, the entire feud, but like, change it up a little bit.
So yes, I get what you're saying, and I agree to some points. But like I told you earlier, and I'll say this here so everybody else can hear it. I've watched WWE now since 2011. I have not missed one show of WWE programming since then. This is just what happens this time of year. And that's not an excuse for them to be lazy. That's not an excuse for the stories to be bad. That's not an excuse for the WWE. It's just the truth. It's the lull they always run into. WrestleMania. Right after WrestleMania, it's still hot because you have, the Raw after Mania, which is hyped up. After SummerSlam, there's nothing to look forward to until Survivor Series. And then right when you get to Survivor Series, you're basically on the road to WrestleMania. So these 3 to 4 months are always just like hit or miss to a point where it gets stagnant. And that's why I understand and feel where you're coming from.
And the thing is, it's like, the thing that I'm upset about is we have the pieces there. We have this brand new faction. You don't have to go like Avengers style anymore. Like, the Bloodline's over. Like, You don't have to try to tell that story all over again. You have the stories. You have the faces. I mean, you have LA Knight becoming what he was at his peak again. And now you have CM Punk pretty much almost, you could argue, close to his peak. Like,
arguably the top guy, yeah.
He's arguably like the most popular he's ever been, which is crazy because CM Punk of the 2013 era is insane. I mean, I know you and Brett Haskell could say that.
Brett lived and I lived through it, yeah.
Right now, it's like you could do some movement here. It's just there's better ways to tell it, which is, and they're just going with the lazy option of letting the crowd pick who they want as their guy, which is lazy.
No, I get it, dude. Trust me, I'm not disagreeing. And this is why I tell people all the time, hey, guys, I could be critical of WWE, too. Look at me. I don't just shit on AEW. But Brett says this is what happens when you blow your load at SummerSlam and are so busy patting yourselves on the back with how well you did that you didn't prepare anything for the rest of the year. I mean, I'm sure they had some things, prepared, but I think a big flop is Cena's heel turn. Not the actual heel turn itself, the moment. Like, the actual heel turn was awesome. That was executed perfectly. The execution of the heel run was mid. And I think that kind of has ruined a lot of things, too, because like Brett's saying, Cena's retirement, as much as I love and respect him, has been a train wreck. They aren't able to do the right thing with the biggest face the company has ever seen, which I think they're starting to get back to what was great about John Cena, and that was just, kissing babies and hugging the fans,
I have a whole other spiel about the John Cena reversal. I get it.
We can get into that on the marathon if you want.
Their hand was forced, but it's annoying to me. I can't forget.
I, for one, have never blown a load at SummerSlam. Tickets are expensive. Yeah, I've gone the last 4, and I will be going next year in Minnesota.
There's a reason you go.
All right, we're just going to go quick picks here, and we'll do our reasoning on the marathon. So, Roman Reigns versus Bronson Reed. Who you got?
Roman.
Tribal Chief Roman Reigns picks up the victory here. John Cena versus Logan Paul. Who you got?
Cena.
Logan Paul. Brock Lesnar comes back and costs John Cena the match, setting up their match at WrestlePalooza. Logan Paul is defeating John Cena.
Do you think if that does happen, that's the only time we'll see Brock until WrestlePalooza?
Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe one more time for Cena to get one up on Brock.
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta run it back. I agree with Ian. They need to take more risk in their booking. I also agree. I wouldn't mind to see some Attitude Era like antics happen more frequently.
It's not even that. It's like they could tell more stories with their wrestling. Like the winners of matches and not just this guy is the one on top right now. He's going to win this match. But, hey, pay-per-view is going to be coming around at about, at this rate, about every 2 weeks. So you might see him win then.
You know what sucks, though? I think WWE might be getting away from the deep storytelling because now they're more of an ESPN product.
I hate it.
They're going to be more about showing matches and highlights, and that's what I'm worried about. That's a criticism of the ESPN move from me.
Oh, yeah.
I am excited for it, though. It's going to get more eyes on the product, but that's not always a good thing.
There was a lot of eyes on it in general as of this past year.
There is a lot now because you could see the casuals on TikTok and social media saying, WWE's washed, I'm done watching it. I'm like, bro, did you watch like 2011 through 2016? Terrible.
Pretty bad.
Opening the show with a match would be a fresh start as well. Cena needs win. Cena beats Logan. Lesnar comes out after to set up the match. Lesnar wins. There's the Great Brown Hopes take. And then the final match, not really difficult. Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Jey Uso, and LA Knight. Who you got?
I don't think this is not...
I was trying to speak it into existence.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say that ain't going to happen.
I'm joking.
I'm gonna go with the safe pick and say Rollins, but again, this is where my brain goes to. I know they're gonna go with Rollins.
Yeah.
They're going to go with Rollins.
There's no other option.
Well, the thing is like, part of me is like,
what if they go to Punk?
They could, yes, but we have to understand that's not what their booking is anymore. It's going with the obvious pick. They don't take risks. Like,
yeah.
If LA Knight won this,
that would be even better.
Amazing! Holy shit!
Jay's the one that doesn't need it. Jay's the only one here that doesn't need it.
Punk, I would say also does not need it because I think when he wins it later on, it means even more because he just lost that title. Like, that just happened. Yeah. He had it at one point, but I think if an LA Knight won it, it would be fucking insane.
It would be a moment. It would be like an Attitude Era type moment, you know?
But
let him lose it, and let him lose it right to Rollins on Raw. Have him win the title here and then lose it on Raw. You could do a one-day title reign. It's still a moment.
It ain't going to happen, though. It's going to be Rollins retaining. And
I'll have a Rollins rant on the marathon. I know I'm plugging the marathon a lot, but we have been running a little overtime, and we got time to talk on the marathon, so I'll save it for then. And Brett says, it's only Rollins. Punk payoff down the road, but I'm just so tired of the Jay and LA Knight being forced to... Yeah, I agree, Brett. Totally agree with you, dude. But hey, Ian, why don't you head on over to the private chat because we have something to decide. It's been a difficult one. You know, we talked about the MVM title to start the show, and, you know, we got some fierce competition tonight, Ian. I don't know who we're going to go with.
I have to make the decision here, which is insane.
Oh, yeah, I'll let you make the decision because it's pretty much between three people, obviously. You could see it in the chat who's been active. Marathon on week 1, college football opening weekend is wild behavior. Hey, not all wrestling fans are college football fans.
Well, I would say...
You can have us on at the same time.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's a very low percentage that watch both. I'm going to be honest. NFL, different story.
Wow, look at the chat's like preparing for their MVM win. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to be totally transparent with the chat tonight. It was between two people for me. So I said, Ian, you just got to figure it out, brother. Pick between the two. And we have new MVM of the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast, Hot Sauce, Bill Moss.
Here's my reasoning for picking this. Also, fuck you for saying... Well, to be fair, I did say that, you're going to leave this to me to choose. To be fair. But also, this is going to fall on my shoulders. Yay.
Yeah, heat's on you, brother, and you got a bum knee.
I do actually right now. But here's my reasoning for it, and I do have a reasoning. Bill Moss is first in the chat. First of all, he also called out Brett. He initiated it from the beginning. He
wanted the smoke.
Called his shot and held up to his standard. Brett, I think you shout off as best as you always do. I think you do.
Not only does he insult Brett's profession, but he takes his belt away from him, too.
Hey, that's
how about that?
That's what you get for being a broker, bitch.
Wow! No!
He lives right next to me. If he wants to kick my ass, he could.
Idiot. That's what I think of you right now. Brett's about to come GTA. He's going to walk into your house, just lift you up, GTS you, and then just walk out. That's all he's going to do. It's going to be as simple as that.
from top rope. What the fuck?
There's a blast from the past. What? I haven't seen you since last year, Kine. How are you?
That is a picture of him and CM Punk. He did say, I met CM Punk. When did that happen, and why did you not keep us up to date? What is going on?
Last year. Look at that. And you ain't seen it for the rest of the year, bruv. Brett said, we'll see about that. And coming in from the top rope, everybody's coming in late, Ian. Hashtag main event 12. He's ready for the main event marathon. Are you ready for the main event marathon, Ian?
I am.
What are you coming on just with me, or you might pop in and out?
I don't know. You'll send me. Do we have a breakdown of everybody's times?
Not on on the screen right now, but I do on my phone. You want me to read it off?
Yeah, if you want to send me that too, and I can pick and choose.
Oh yeah, I'll just send it to you.
Ooh,
off the
that could be my little thing. I just join random ass streams.
Oh, you'll be like the Joe Hendry of the streams. Saiyin's name, and he appears.
It will have to be on my time because it's not gonna be. Oh shit! Nope, somebody said my name. That ain't gonna happen.
Name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe.
We're gonna get copyrighted, aren't we?
Probably.
Yeah, that's okay. It was a fun time. We're not answering any more questions, Kind. We got to get the hell out of here. So if you want to talk to us, come hang out with the Marathon Boys this Saturday at mainevent_net. It is going down for sure. Ian, why don't you tell them a little bit about where they can get some OTM merchandise?
Well, they could go on the markwrestlingpodcast.com. No spaces, but every first letter is capitalized at .com, as the old domain thing works, that whole website thing works.
Yeah, we kept it too. I know we talked about leaving it, but we're still here.
We love them. They're doing a great job.
They're great people. Some are saying the best. Some are saying the best. Not me, some are.
On the markwrestlingpodcast.com, and if you're enjoying the stream, get yourself some merch or Main Event Wrestling Network merch.
Yeah.
We have it both.
For sure.
So that is the host for it right now. But all proceeds go straight back into streams and production.
The network.
There's still bills to pay. Bill, not pun intended, but
bill. No, technically you are paying a bill. You pay for X.
That's what I'm saying. Like that and the StreamYards, they're
$45 a month, brother, to pay to have this.
Need it.
It's worth it though, because I get to hang out with everybody here in the chat, and that's what makes it fun. It's not a gimmick, people. For the marks, by the marks. That's how we are over here. So hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 500 subscribers. I think we are only 32 away. Can't wait to get there, Ian. But do you have any final remarks before we sign off for episode 2?
Yeah, I do. Kine joins the stream late and just realizes I have a fat golden retriever as a pet. And he has been in my backdrop for, probably the past 6 months or so?
Yeah, that shows you how often Kine listens to our podcast.
Lays about right there. So, thanks, Kine.
Is that your final remark then?
To Kine. But yes, tune in this weekend. Obviously, we have some more. Hey, it's another weekend. We got another pay-per-view to watch. So Clash in Paris is this weekend. We will be a lot of people will be discussing it for 12 hours straight. Main Event Wrestling Network.
You know what we all got going down? Obviously, predictions, reviews, and whatnot. We have interviews with professional wrestlers on stream. We have watch-alongs. We are literally going to watch back me versus Brett Haskell versus AO in the main event. I'm not saying, don't say the company's name. Don't say the company's name, but we still can watch it, and we're not going to play the audio.
I will say this. If you have not watched it, you haven't watched it. If you would like to see it, and you're a little elevated and enjoy any type of wrestling, go watch it. Because it's genuinely entertaining, and it's even if you don't even like the wrestling, it's so fun. Did
you think we were good? What a main event. Thank you.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought it was a really good match, which is crazy.
So, no lie, during this stream, me versus Brett Haskell versus
real life.
Aaron
It's
Horowitz,
not like
real life match.
Yeah.
23 minutes. Me, Robbie Collins are going to watch that together. Ian, you got to come hang out for that part.
But I know everything.
Yeah, but to see Robbie's reactions, we can tell him the backstory. You know the lore. You know the lore of this company. I need you.
Okay. All right. What time's that at?
I'll send you the schedule. We'll talk about it off air. Guys, like we've been saying, main event moves going down this weekend. It's going to be a blast. So come hang out with us over there. We're going to be live all day this Saturday. You could still have your college football on. You could still make your parlays. You can watch your games on the side. But have us on your phone. pull up another TV, pull up YouTube, be a friend, tell a friend to subscribe, and thank you all for listening to the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast.